Well, hi guys. It's a Good Friday. The 14th, I guess, day is. And I'm getting ready to tear into the skid steer to see what I can find out's wrong with it. It's you start it up and start running it, and about half an hour it starts to get to where you gotta start pulling a choke out to keep it running. So I'm going to check the fuel filter and then go from there to see what I can find out's wrong. And to do that, I got to take the floor plate out over here. So let me get that out, and we'll kind of go from there and see what happens. So I'll be back here in a bit, guys. Well, after getting the floor pans out, discover a line that comes from the tank over and it loops up and goes back to the electric fuel pump, which is right there. And it has a sediment bulb filter right down on the carburetor down there. So I guess my next thing I gotta do is put floor plates back in and take the air cleaner hose off here and undo the wires off everything to get down in there to that filter and see if it's something there. It can't ever be something simple, you know. So we'll be getting into that next, so hang on, guys. May have to leave here in a little bit, got something to do this evening, so see what happens here in a bit. If not, it'll be tomorrow before I get back to it, so it ain't gonna make any difference. Time travel. So we'll see here in a bit, guys, and see what happens. Well, hi guys. It's Saturday afternoon, about 2 o'clock. Dad's over at the house mowing grass. I'm finally getting back to work on the skid steer. I was going to try to do it yesterday afternoon and got late on time because we were going to the fish fry they have out at the firehouse this time of year. And it's awful good fish and shrimp, so I look forward to that every year. But got into it, took the sediment bulb out, and there's nothing there. It's clean. And give you an idea, that's the room I got to work with. That's where it goes. So I'm going to have fun getting it in there. The last thing I want to do is fool with the carburetor, because it's just not in a fun place to work, to say the least. Next I'll go over here and we'll check the distributor cap and the button, see what they look like, because the way it was running, it'd run good, but the longer you run it, you had to start pulling a choke out to keep it running right. And then it get to the point where it was doing that pat 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 crap, so something's not right. So we're checking the fuel system. I've went through from the fuel tank, fuel line to the pump. There's no filter there. From the pump to the carburetor, there's nothing. So logical thing to check is this sediment bulb, which turned out to be nothing. So we're on to plan B, which will be check that distributor cap, see what it looks like. So I'll be back here in a bit, guys, once I get this put in and see what the distributor looks like. So hang on, we'll be back. Well, we're back. See if I can show you. There is a bit of crap on the tower, so I'm going to clean that off here in a moment. Can't get the distributor, the rotor button off. It's stuck, and I don't want to force it and break something, not on Saturday afternoon anyway. So we'll try this and start it up and run it some and see what it does. If it still gets acting stupid, then I'm probably going to have to take the carburetor off, and I really don't want to do that. So we'll check everything out first and go from there. So I'll be back here in a bit, guys, and we'll see what happens. So hang on, we'll be back. Well, hi guys. Got it all put back together. Went out and tested it on the dirt pile out there, and pushing a little brush over there, and the longer I run it, the more I had to pull out the choke. Really don't want to do it, but I guess I'm going to have to take that carburetor off and clean it, and that's going to be a mother of a job, I'm afraid, because there ain't no room in this thing to do it. Cap was dirty, so was the button, but couldn't get the button off. I tried prying on it, and I was like, I don't want to break it, not on a Saturday afternoon. So I put it back together, cleaned it, and did all that. Checked the fuel system to the carburetor. It's got a good flow out of the fuel line, so it's not fuel delivery, so it's got to be in the carburetor. We checked the points. Well, I didn't check the points. Can't really get in there because I can't get the cap off. So we'll clean the cap up. It does run better to a point, but I'm just about betting you I got to take the distributor or the carburetor off and clean it, which I'm really not looking forward to. But as a last resort, I'm going to try a little bit of dry gas in it, just to see if it helps. I don't think it's got any water in it, getting any water in it, because I haven't gotten any, I didn't get any out of the sediment bulb whatsoever. So I don't think that's it. So got a few more things to try. I don't hear Dad, so probably going to walk over there and make a look. Sneaked it in on me, eh? Are you done mowing?
Yep.
Wet?
Oh, yeah. No, that wasn't wet.
I'm surprised.
Yeah.
After we got a shower this morning and all.
The wind's blowing pretty good.
Well, that's true. I guess I'll have to take the carburetor off that thing.
What?
Doing the same thing. The longer you run it, the more you have to pull the choke out. I don't think that fuel pump would do that. Took the sediment bulb off, checked it, there wasn't no water, there wasn't nothing in it. It's clean. Took the cap off and cleaned it. It was a little crusty. The distributor, the rotor button wouldn't come off.
That's not good.
Yeah. And I didn't feel like prying on it because it'd probably break. So, when you heard it run, it's sputtering and spitting and.
Did you ever check the air filter?
No, because that wouldn't.
Yeah, it will.
If you.
Get enough air.
Yes and no. I can check it. I don't think there's a problem with it. but we'll check it after a bit and see what happens.
Yep.
You want to say goodbye, Dad?
Bye, Dad.
We'll see you next time, guys. We'll see what we get into now. We'll be back in a bit. Well, hi guys. Got the skid steer fixed. Pushing a little bit of crap out along here along the road. I'm more than likely going to have to cut that big pin oak, this one and this one, these two for sure, because they're dead as a doornail. That one will probably be dead this year. Wasn't looking real healthy, but it's kind of odd, kind of right over there, there's water coming up out of the ground, wet. I'm kind of wondering if I ain't right, because this up here is, around these trees, is soupy wet, and there's only one real thing I know that'll kill a big pin oak like these, and that's drown the roots. Like I said, I thought last year that there was a water leak in the water line over there, but don't know proof positive, but kind of looking that way. Even though they don't want to hear it. All this will probably end up leaving. The only tree I'll let grow is that hickory right to the right of that, left of that tree. I don't mind them growing. That's good firewood, but these pin oaks, they ain't worth much of nothing. Cut up and burn is about it. But I got a pretty good pile of crap pushed up now. Probably have to get my cousin to come back over to get the rest of that, because I can't get down in and around that ditch. But he can bring the backhoe over and pluck it out real quick. You might even be able to pull that pin oak out of the ground. Wouldn't bother me in the least bit if it was gone, or that one. But that one's big enough, I'll probably have to just cut it down, along with the ash right over there that's had it, and the one across the road that's had it. And there's 3 more down, 4 or 5 or 6 more down through there, ash trees that need to go. So my little fix, everything I did to the skid steer helped tremendously. I think what the actual problem is the air filter's bad. Took it out and blew it out real good, and it helped a bunch, but I think the filter's plugged up. I ran it without it a little bit and it ran real good, so pretty sure that's what it is. So I went down to get a new one today, but they didn't have one, so I had to order it. No problem there. It's still early on, and this is wet yet to be full with, but I'm making some progress down through there. I want to get this all cleaned out and all this mess gone. People like to stop and throw the garbage in it, so if it ain't there, they won't do it. And then down at the end of the field down there, my cousin's going to come back over this year, and we're going to clear that out, so we don't have no problems there, and you can see, and it's out of the way, and you know, a whole lot better. And you can kind of see poppies over there just a mowing away. Grass don't ever stop growing, so he's cutting it again. He cut it Wednesday. He cut this Monday, and it needed to cut again today. So that's what he's up to. At any rate, guys, I'm going to get off here and get back to work, do a little more cleaning, and find out what was wrong with the skid steer. Air filter was bad. So at any rate, guys, we'll see you next time, and as always, please comment, rate, and subscribe. Me and the old Gehl's got to get back to work now. We'll see you next time, guys. Well, hi guys. I had ordered, said in the last video that the air cleaner I was thinking was the culprit. Blew it out. Still, it ran a lot better, but it didn't run right. So, we ordered, and as you can see plainly, that is a Gehl part. For all those who think I don't buy OEM parts, I always get aftermarket. I don't. Here is the old filter. A little encrusted. And yes, that is a Gehl filter. Made in France. So, got the new one. Looks a little different, don't it? What's that say? Genuine parts. Made in Mexico. Hey, Dad. Made in Mexico, not France. Oh well. Oh well. Oh, get in there. Do 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 do. Da, da, da. And that, boys and girls, is that. New air cleaner is installed. Of course, I can't test it right now because it's so dead blame wet. So it'll be a little while before I can do that. So I don't know. All I know is it's got a brand new one in it now, boys. So I hope that takes care of it. And if it ever dries up out yonder enough, I can go test it. But not today. We got a wind advisory. And the tree, it's been howling all day long like it did yesterday. Say we got a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms, so who knows. And I've actually been waiting for one of them three over there to fall, because it's been 40-50 mile an hour winds today. The National Weather Service put out a wind advisory, high wind advisory, I think's what they said. So been doing other shop things, you might say. At any rate, guys, I guess this concludes the skid steer. Figure out what was wrong and fix it. I'm really hoping that is the air filter was the problem. I did run it some without. It did run a lot better. I didn't have to run the choke in at all like I had been doing, so pretty much tells me the tale. So at any rate, guys, I'm going to get off here and get back at it. So we'll see you next time, and as always, please comment, rate, and subscribe. Want to say bye, Dad? See you next time, guys.